Hello everyone and welcome to F1 23 and to Breaking Point 2. So we are just going to get straight into it, but a quick note before we do. I am recording this with two different microphones. The reason I'm doing that is this is partly going to be in my regular post-commentary style and partly in a live commentary, which sounds like this. The reason I want to do that is just so I can share my thoughts on the cutscenes and story line, etc. As I think of them, and so on, just as a more efficient way of doing that, and so I don't have to try to remember things and try to remember what I was thinking at the time until I actually go through and edit the video. It's all already there and said at the time, so. That's the reason for that, and I can't use the microphone I'm speaking on right now because it's not compatible with the PlayStation 5. But anyway, I've already gone through and set all the settings, so without further ado, let's just get into it and start the Breaking Point 2 story.
Previously, in Breaking Point.
Aiden, please tell us, how does it feel to be on the verge of getting behind the wheel for your very first race?
I feel like a little kid. I look around and I'm surrounded by my heroes.
And tell me about Casper Ackerman. How is that relationship coming along?
It wasn't my fault.
Well, whose fault was it then?
He tried to stop them from signing you. Didn't want to play babysitter. We all feel sorry for you, mate. You never stood a chance with him.
I had a call this morning from Christian Horner. You're being watched.
You know what his problem is, don't you? Thinks you're getting too old.
You want respect, you give respect! That's how it works!
How about you give me a little respect?
How about you earn it first? I'm done.
You what?
I'm retiring.
Why didn't it work out between you two?
He's on more money than me.
What? He didn't want me on the team.
Didn't I? And you thought I was past my best?
So none of this is true?
There's always gossip in the paddock. And ever since he's arrived, there's been one man at the center of it all. I want us to push for fourth. I want us to beat Butler. And I want that seat to go to you.
So Alfa Romeo potentially on track to really upset AlphaTauri here. Butler's closing in on Ackerman. Down the inside he goes, and they've hit each other. Butler into the barrier, and that looks to be the end of the race for him. The Dutchman looks to be continuing, and
it's great to see him still in this fight, Crofty.
Go for third, Aiden. What about Casper?
We let Aiden pass.
Let Aiden pass.
We did it.
We did it. Have you seen the crash yet?
Butler's okay?
Bruised ego, perhaps.
Well, there is the summary of the F1 2021 Breaking Point events. Not quite law-friendly with my team choices of F1 2021, but we won't worry too much about that. But it seems like this year's Breaking Point starts in Miami. 2022, a new era for Formula One. An overhaul of the technical regulations marks the first major update to the sport for several years, but it's not only the new cars that are turning heads down in the paddock.
What was it like bringing a brand new team to the F1 grid?
You know, the first time you see a car, your car, with your branding, your name on it, in an official race, alongside Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, that's what it's all about.
You make it sound like a dream come true.
If only.
When did you first get a sense of what was in store for Konnersport?
2022 season, straight out of the box. The drivers were always going to clash. That was a calculated risk. But the car... the car had problems.
We're midway through the Miami Grand Prix. It's been a cracking race so far, and it's all up for grabs.
Absolutely, Crofty. Some fantastic driving here today, especially, I have to say, from Aiden Jackson. I don't think I've ever seen the Konnersport car being put through its paces quite like this.
This is a team, Konnersport, that have got a lot to prove this season, but Jackson might just be the man to do it.
Okay, Aiden, nice job so far. Let's try and bring that gap down to the car ahead if you can. Copy that.
Okay, so we've been now thrown into a race for the first time. The objective is quite simply to finish. Apparently our car has problems. We currently sit 14th and we have an unusual running order. Gasly leading the way from Esteban Ocon. And yeah, we're down in 14th position. Devon Butler, our teammate, currently a few spots behind us. So I guess we'll just see how the race continues to play out. And so with the introductions out of the way, we finally get behind the wheel. Just 6 minutes in. Not bad, really. Yeah, there is, I guess, of course, a balance between driving and you know, story, cutscenes, etc. But anyway, we make our way straight away past Yuki Tsunoda, and
okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.2 seconds.
Move ourselves up into 13th.
P13. You're currently in P13. It's Schumacher ahead of you. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 2.2 seconds.
We continue to push on. We do catch up to Mick Schumacher, who proves very difficult to overtake because he himself is
behind us is 2.5 seconds.
Tucked up right behind Fernando Alonso. We do get past, we do get the DRS. We don't use it though. Apparently I just forgot about it. But anyway, we go full send down the inside of both of them, and we grab both of those positions up into P11. Fernando Alonso decides he's had enough for one day and goes into the pit lane. We're going to break into the points any tick of the clock now, but I guarantee as soon as we do, we're going to go into a cutscene where the car breaks down, and it's all going to end there. That is my prediction. The foreshadowing of the car having problems was just a little too ominous at the start of the race. Devon Butler is also making his way up through the field. Just a side note, I can't help but feel like I'm being rubber banded into a position. Here we go.
I'm losing power! Why am I losing power? Copy that, we see it, we're looking into it. Okay, I'm afraid you're going to have to retire the car, please, Aiden. Retire the car. You're joking! I'm sorry, Aiden. Pull over now, please. Pull over now. This is getting ridiculous.
And that's agonising for Jackson. Just a few laps left to go, and he's out of the Miami Grand Prix.
With every race, the car looks like a constant problem for Konnersport. It must be devastating for the drivers.
Confirmation as the car comes to a halt. The Konnersport's Aiden Jackson won't be seeing the checkered flag today, but it looks like his teammate will. Jackson's DNF puts Devon Butler in a position where he might just be able to secure some points for Konnersport.
Aiden's out. Yep, engine problem, I'm afraid. Good job you got me. All right, Devon, don't push it too hard. We cannot risk losing both cars here.
It's in the bag, mate.
All okay, Aiden?
Yeah, how's Devon doing?
Yeah, he's doing all right, mate. He looks like he's going to bring home some points for the team.
Good for him.
Frustration. An engine issue forces Konnersport's Aiden Jackson to retire from the Miami Grand Prix only a few laps from the end of the race. And what did I say? Yeah, I saw that coming.
If it's not one thing, then it's another. Did you not see what happened out there today?
Aiden, I agree with you 100%. We are doing everything we can. I know the car is not perfect, but...
Andreo, it's every race. Do you know how I look losing easy points like this?
Knock, knock.
Sounds like there's a right show going on in here. What am I missing?
Not now, Devon.
Aiden and I were just discussing issues with the car.
Again? I thought that was all in hand. I had no problems today. It was smooth. You know what they say? A shoddy workman always blames his tools. mate. You can look at my setup data anytime you want. I've told you that. It might help.
And I've told you before, it's not a setup issue. The problem is...
Jackson, that was the problem with the 2022 season. Ask anyone. I mean, at the end of 21, everyone thought Aiden was going to be signed by one of the big three. But, guess they couldn't reach an agreement, so we both signed for Konnersport.
And do you think that affected Aiden?
That's no secret. Now, for that 22 season, Jackson was a nightmare.
Did that cutscene just jump, or did I miss something there? I'm confused. I'm sure I don't need tutorials. Cinematics. Oh. Oh, we have a phone call. Accept. How do I accept?
Aiden, hey, I wanted to give you a heads up. Now look, the crew has shared the latest telemetry data with us.
Fine, but I don't think it'll tell me anything I don't already know.
Just humor me, okay? I'd like you to go through it. Let me know if anything jumps out. I'm keen to iron out these problems as quickly as possible for you.
Sure thing. Thanks, Andrea.
No thanks needed. I've got your back, Aiden. Remember what I said when you joined the team. I won't let you down. Ackerman wouldn't let me hear the end of it.
Yeah, sounds like Casper. You know he told me the same, right? It's just tricky, what with the car and Devon poking his nose in any chance he gets.
There is a lot going on for sure, but we're a team. We'll get there. I'll have a word with Devon. Tell him to give you some space, both on and off the track, okay?
Yeah, all right. Good luck with that.
Okay, well. Alright, let me try that cutscene again. Okay, watching that a second time definitely helps make a lot more sense of it. The reason I was actually really confused is because I actually pressed a button on the controller at the same time. It does that weird jump between Jackson saying the problem is and then Butler saying Jackson. So I actually thought I must have skipped a scene or something there, and I didn't click that was the way that was meant to be. But anyway, what's the news? Uphill struggles at Konnersport, and you don't say. Looking at emails now, we have this very long one from Andrea O'Connor, which I'm not going to read the full thing, but basically it's just encouraging the team. And we also have this email from Davidoff Butler, who I assume must be the father of Devon. A thank you to all at Konnersport. I appreciate this as a group message, but believe me when I say I am talking to you each individually. Thank you. I couldn't be prouder of what we all achieved so far. To come from nothing and build such a strong and passionate foundation is nothing short of remarkable. Now let's get some serious points and show the world what we're capable of. Just because Devon scored like 1 point. My deepest gratitude to all. D. Davidoff Butler, Chief Executive Officer, Butler Global. Okay. There we go. Davidoff Butler. I guess we'll see if we meet him at some point, but if he'll just be in email form. But anyway, that's Davidoff for now. So with that, I think it's time we move on to the next chapter. Konnersport's maiden season continues to be marred by inconsistency, but team principal Andrea O'Connor remains hopeful that their luck will start to change as the paddock heads to Montreal. And now we get to something I definitely didn't expect from this. You're the boss. We get to make some choices as Andrea O'Connor, and well, we'll see what sort of choices we can make. I obviously don't know at this point, so yeah, we will I guess see what is thrown at us. So yeah, department events and such things. So yeah, we need to run the team basically, and try to make the right decisions, and yeah, keep Konnersport going. So yeah, I guess we just have to wait and see what is thrown our way. But yeah, this is an unexpected addition. For the first time, we're not you know, playing as a driver for a moment in Breaking Point. So this first one, local media. So what is this about? With this being their home circuit, Stroll and Latifi have been all over local media this weekend. Blah 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 blah. So Stroll and Latifi basically saying they want to be Konnersport this weekend. So we can basically say we want to beat them this weekend or not, is the thing. So realistically what this does, you can see it says this will affect the bonus objective at the upcoming race. So for this one, the outcome of this particular department event is obvious, because if we go confident, we obviously will have to beat Stroll and Latifi. If we ignore it, then we won't get that bonus objective. And in hindsight, maybe I should have gone confident and gone for that bonus objective. In my head I was thinking, you know, Aston Martin, they're pretty quick, and you know, it might be hard to beat Stroll in the Konnersport car that's, you know, kind of shaky, unreliable, you know. But then I remembered this is 2022, the Aston Martin wasn't that good back then. So yeah, anyway, in the end I ignored the opportunity. This one was interesting though. Devon's overpromise. So it was on a popular streamer's channel, and promised a behind-the-scenes factory tour. Kind of sounds like him, to be honest. He'll be like, yeah, I'll organise that for you. But anyway, got a lot of views, and of course he can't deliver on that promise. So either we have to make way for that, or decline it and cause a social media storm. So you know, either way, not an ideal situation, but yeah, we are going to decline it because that goes against Devon Butler, and that's funny.
Andreo! Just going over those last-minute strategy changes you sent over.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear, whatever happens out there today, I get pit priority, yeah?
Well, we'll see how the race develops. If you need priority, you'll get it. But I can't go into the race with that on the table.
Look. We all know Jackson's not pulling his weight. Now, if you want the points, I need to make sure he's not going to get in my way. Do you get me?
Devon, we've talked about this. Give Aiden some space. It's not about you getting in the way of each other. It's about everyone pulling together, racing as a team.
Of course, yeah. So, pit priority, yeah? All right, ciao.
Oh, Devon. What's he up to this time? He's always got something planned, hasn't he? Anyway. What's happening? We got some news. Continuing car troubles at Konnersport. Yes. They are continuing. As we saw in Miami. But hopefully not this weekend. We didn't set the target to beat Stroll and Latifi, although that would be nice. Andrea Connor, CEO, owner, principal. Yes, he's a busy man. Wall of Champions. Stroll and Latifi going for glory. Latifi? Yes, Latifi. That's his name now. Right. Socials. There's not much interesting on socials pre-race. But anyway. Oh, we've got an email here from Casper Ackerman. He's back. The Ackerman is Backerman. That's stupid. Anyway, I just read the interview you did. Popped up out of nowhere on my newsfeed. I know you hate those things, but you're a natural. You even gave Antonio a mention. I'm sure he'd be delighted. How is the old man? Please, send him my best. Send him my best. He's 90 now? I can't believe it. Time flies, hey? As per our last chat, I'll also be sending you some more Mayo highlights later today. Keep an eye out for the little maneuver on lap 14. You just can't teach that stuff. It's sublime. Looking forward to catching up with you soon. And Zoe says hi. Best of luck in Canada, my friend. Casper. Alright. So, there we go. Obviously, Casper and Andreo are obviously friends. And a few new names mentioned there. Antonio presumably is Andrea's father. Not sure if he'll play any role or if he's just been mentioned there for the sake of it. And Maya has been mentioned for the first time, who we obviously saw in the trailer, but I won't say any more for the sake of spoilers. And anyway, email from Davidoff, which was basically just Davidoff being Davidoff, similar to the first email. But anyway, booking confirmation, your father's flight. But anyway, not anything significant there. That's just personal stuff, basically. And an email from Mark Priestley. Didn't know the engineer's last name until now, but there you go. Mark Priestley. What was Jeff's last name? Did we know? I feel like we knew Jeff's last name. The previous F1 game engineer. Jeff Nelson? Was it? I'll have to find out. Anyway. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. But yeah, weekend preview. Nothing really to be concerned about here. So yeah, let's just move into the race weekend. With several laps remaining, Aiden Jackson pushes on as he hopes to secure some much needed points for Konnersport.
Into turn 2 we go now. Butler comes out of the pit lane. Jackson is right there with him. This is dicey, Ant. Neither one of these two wants to give way.
This would have been a lot cleaner if Jackson had just let him go. He's just not giving him an inch.
They continue onwards, still wheel to wheel, almost touching there as well, as we head down the straight towards the next chicane. Nothing to separate either car, and through the chicane we go. And now Jackson sends them both off the track, and Butler over a curb. That looked nasty.
And I do believe that one of their cars is damaged here, Crofty. I think it's Butler.
Damage, Ant, but also they've lost places too.
Unbelievable and totally unnecessary as well.
Well, one damaged car, places now to make up. What a complete mess that was.
What was that? Where did he even think it was going to go? Okay, calm yourself down. We'll look at it in the debrief later, but right now I want you to go and get those places back. Come on, let's go.
Well, what a little disaster that just was. Not sure I agree with Anthony Davidson in his initial debrief of that. Butler was the one coming out of pit lane on the outside, and he was behind heading into turn 3. I think he should have been the one giving way there initially, not Jackson. But anyway, each to their own opinion, I suppose. Well, our objective is to finish in or reclaim 13th place, and our bonus objective is to finish in the top 10. Our reward is COG. Looks like we've dropped into P17, so we need to gain 4 places back by the end of the race. We've still got Devon right behind us. Let's see if we can do it. So we get going then, and we're going to go straight for the first overtake. Big lunge down the inside. Bit aggressive, bit of contact on the way through, but we get past Mick Schumacher and make our first overtake successfully right away. Go for the second lunge down the inside, and we'll get past Nicholas Latifi, the first of the 2 Canadians, and we make the move successfully on him. This one's an interesting comparison, straight line speed with Esteban Ocon. You can see initially we are very quick, and then towards the top end we lack a lot. I intentionally didn't use DRS there to get that side-by-side comparison, because I did notice the Konnersport cars lacking a bit in the top end. And there you go, that good comparison. Big lunge there down the inside of Albon. He gives us the room though, and we get the job done. Another big lunge now down the inside of Zhou Guanyu. And again, we get the move done. A little bit scruffy there, but nonetheless, we get through and move ourselves up another position. So we've already moved ourselves up beyond our target position. We're into P12, so we're into a bonus objective territory if we can get another position or two. A move up into 11th position now as Charles Leclerc retires from the race with a mechanical failure. So unfortunate for him, but that helps us, of course. And now just Lando Norris between us and the points paying positions. So if we can get past him, we've got the fastest lap of the race as well, which is nice. So we've got that for a bonus point. But we'll get past Lando Norris along the straight.
Nice move. Keep going.
And yeah, we get through on Lando Norris. And that's another position for us up into the top 10 now. So we've got Lance Stroll ahead of us, the other Canadian, but ultimately we couldn't catch him. In fact, he stretched the gap on those hard compound tyres. So I'm glad we didn't go for that bonus objective in the end. It was the right call, and we'll cross the line to take P10.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Not a bad result in the end. And we bring home points in Canada.
So it's been a day of drama here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve today. But Ant, what stood out for you?
Well, it must be the Konnersport moment between the 2 drivers there, banging wheels, not giving each other room on track. It was entertaining, of course, but definitely for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, we enjoyed it, certainly. And Aiden Jackson, well, he'd have enjoyed the result. He did well to recover.
He did do well to recover, but, you know, you never want to see 2 cars, if you're the team boss, seeing 2 cars hit each other. It's rule number 1, don't hit your teammate.
Given all the problems they've had this season, though, getting 1 car over the finish line, that's probably a big result for them today. Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Well, there we have it. Our first points for Konnersport, or our first point, I should say. Let's be specific here. But, yeah, little collision with our teammate. I'm guessing you won't be too impressed by that. I'm sure we will soon get a cutscene where we will see that play out. Nothing ever changes. Jackson and Butler's rivalry from the past 2 seasons seems to be alive and well, even when they're teammates. Their unwillingness to cede position to each other at the Canadian Grand Prix is a bad look for Konnersport. Or apparently not. Maybe we'll get a phone call instead. Surely something's going to happen. Any second now. Something will happen. There'll be something. I'm sure. Or maybe just absolute silence. Maybe there's an email. Oh, there's the phone call.
Aiden, just a heads up. We're putting the debrief back by 30 minutes.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Listen, while I've got you on, what happened out there today?
It wasn't my fault. Devon thinks he's the only one driving.
I don't want to dwell on it too much at the meeting, but this is not how we run a team. You know this.
Of course. It's just...
No, I don't want to hear it. We have enough problems as it is. Whatever has gone on between you two in the past, I need you to put it to bed.
Sure.
I don't want to have to talk to you like this, Aiden, and I'll be saying the same to Devon. Come on now.
Sure.
See you at the debrief.
Okay, well that was not particularly insightful. We have an email from good old Brian Doyle from the previous game, or the previous breaking point. He's sending us an email from sunny Barbados, home country of current Formula 2 driver Zane Maloney. No link to the breaking point story, but just a side note really. But anyway, he's noting that some things never changed. Devon Butler is still a clown. But anyway, seems like he's retired from the world of Formula 1 and is enjoying life in the Caribbean. So good for him. Huh. Good on Jackson for earning that extra point for Konnersport with that fastest lap today. So I didn't actually realize this, but I got the fastest lap of the race in that Canada race. Presumably. So the game actually noticed that and must have earned that bonus point. So yeah, I don't know if that will actually be worth anything or will affect anything later on. I guess we'll see. But at the very least, it has been noted here, which is interesting. Well, righty then, that is where I'm going to leave this one for now. Calamity at Konnersport. Teammates don't always play nicely. How true that is here at F1's newest team. Whose idea was it to put Devon and Aiden on the same team? Andrea O'Connor is a muppet, honestly. Devon and Aiden, the two guys that are always running into each other, is like, yeah, let's put these two guys on the same team. That's definitely going to work. Anyway, can't wait to see what fireworks come up over the next few episodes. It's going to be very interesting to see how the story progresses. But anyway, that is all for this one, so thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to give me some feedback in the comments. It's always very helpful. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.